Hello, I'm here to show you a tour of the class I made. I made a class about active bystander training. I'm very familiar with um, Canvas, but this was my first venture into Articulate Rise. So here's the active bystander training. Here I write, racism happens. When it does, we have the opportunity to stand up against those comments, the policies, or the actions of others to be an active bystander. And in this course, you'll gain the tools of how to confront racism with the 4Ds, and you'll gain a better understanding of why most of us don't stand up against racism. And you'll have an opportunity to practice those skills. So here is the course, and it takes us to the another comment about, yes, racism happens, but we have the opportunity to learn how to stand up against it. Here is the landing page, and then let's go on to more. So being an active bystander means to interrupt racism, and this is a reference to how we use our intuition. This picture of the hand with the compass. We use our intuition to guide us. The bystander effect is harder. It describes why it's hard for humans to interrupt racism, and it's because there's this effect, this well-researched, documented phenomenon, which shows that we're less likely to step in. In fact, more people around us, if we have more people around us, we're less likely to step up. And here's a video from an OER resource, educational video about how it is that we interrupt racism when it happens. In fact, police and EMTs have to be trained not to act. This picture here I created in Storyboard That, and it's a picture of two young men, one bigger than the other, saying, "Hey, dweeb, where's my lunch money?" And then a bystander saying, "I don't know, should I interrupt?" Question mark. And later we see that she does in this video. This is a video I made about the 4Ds, interrupting the 4Ds and talking about the bystander effect. And this introduces the course and introduces each one of the 4Ds. And then I go into detail about each one of the 4Ds. This is the direct, how we can interrupt something directly. We can ask a question, use a 3-part statement, and you can read more about that. And then here we have the same bystander using a 3-part statement, where you name the behavior, state what its impact is, and state the behavior one instead. So what the bystander is saying is, what you're doing is bullying. Maybe you don't realize, but it is really hurtful. In the future, you need to talk to someone at school about money for lunch if you need it, instead of taking this young man's, is the implication. The next D is distraction. And there's a picture from Storyboard That of a little comic strip about what's happening with another person walking up and distracting the person who's being harmed by the bullying with a compliment and asking him if he wants to play Fortnite with him while they wait for the bus. And then the next D is delegate, meaning that we delegate the situation to someone else. So if it's dangerous, obviously we need to call the fire and police, people that might be able to help us. And in the picture, I have a picture of a man in a suit next to another man in a suit, but the man in the suit is biting his fingers and looking at him like maybe something isn't quite right. And that's often what where we stop, where we don't say something about racism because someone is your boss, your teacher, or they have power over you. You don't want to be fired. You don't want to lose your job. You don't want to lose the class. So delegating means to let the dean of the school know, let HR know, or somehow get this addressed by talking to one of your boss's peers. And the last line in this set of discussion is let your intuition guide you. Generally, there's a voice in the back of your head saying, maybe we should do this. And the last one is delaying. So delaying the intervention is valid. Sometimes the moment's not right, and we can talk to the person after. Again, your intuition will guide you, but definitely it's not great. There's 300 people, it's a presentation, not the best time because he's not going to hear you, right? There's too much adrenaline and nerves going there. So best to address it later. And so there's another resource from the Hollaback people who do trainings and have a lot of information on their website. That's another OER resource. And here is our practice quiz. So it asks which of the strategies is Todd using to stop the bullying in the story? And we would click distraction. Then we'll go down to the next question. And I've built in a response. Todd is distracting to pull both participants out of the dynamic and creating a new dynamic. The next one is, what strategy should you use if the guest speaker is talking to 300 people, but he said something you want him to understand is racist? That would be the delay. We don't want to, unless it's super important, we want to make sure that we get the speaker when he's able to hear that input. And then later he can put an apology if necessary. And then here's matching, which I really like this in Articulate Rise. They have this matching section where you put it next to another. So address the comment right away. That would be direct. So you put that with that. Delay. Wait till later. Delegate. Let's go to the principal and distract. I did randomize it. I guess we'll have to work on that. Fix that up a bit. And then I have a feedback. Each strategy is best for a particular situation. Trust in the moment that your intuition will guide you. So I only scored 67. Quite a bummer. So I'll have to fix some of the bugs. But this lesson in Articulate Rise was very informative. I do miss Canvas. And although I have always said that I hate Canvas, it was actually really hard to do this lesson in this software because it was so new to me. So I look forward to learning more, and definitely this has been an experience. Thanks for watching.